The year is 2023 and I can't believe that I am buying a camera for vlogging. This is the DJI Pocket 2, and although it's been out for a few years, it recently started retrending on social media platforms, so I had to pick it up to try it out. Now, why would you want to buy this camera when you already have amazing camera functions in your iPhone or smartphone already? The main reason why I decided to purchase this was because of the gimbal aspect of it. Although your phone can get pretty stable shots, it still doesn't have the cinematic look of a true gimbal. A gimbal is what gives those really pretty tracking shots, and although I do love my phone, I find that it sometimes lacks a little bit in stabilization. Unboxing the DJI Pocket, it comes in a sleek box. It's a long and rectangular box with 3 compartments. In the center is the main camera, which comes with the default attachment, which we will get into a little bit later. There is a very long lanyard, which is to hang the camera around your neck, a USB charging cable, and small lanyard, which is great for hanging on your wrist. There are also tiny attachments in the accessory box. One of these is an iPhone adapter, another is a USB-C adapter, and the third one is a joystick. The top cavity contains the tripod attachment. The tripod attachment lets you mount the DJI Pocket onto a tripod, but it does make it quite a bit longer. Getting this attachment on and off is actually very difficult, and I had a lot of trouble with it. The DJI Pocket is extremely small. I was very taken aback when I received it, and the sleek white look makes it look very cute. It kind of reminds me of WALL-E. The case that it comes with is also super convenient, as there are little latches inside which hold on to most of the accessory attachments, and there's even a cavity for the wide-angle lens. I really like the design of this case. Even if you put the joystick attachment inside, it still fits neatly in the case. When you set up the camera, you have to make sure that you register the device on your mobile phone with DJI. It only gives you a few attempts to register. The camera uses a micro USB, which it does not come with, so I had to get a separate one. You just insert it inside facing up and slide it all the way in. After doing all of this, you're ready to power up the camera. Make sure that nothing is around it, as it'll spin around and turn right at you. If you want to attach the camera to your smartphone, you can do it either Bluetooth, or you can attach the iPhone adapter to the side and lock it to your phone. Once you download the application, it'll auto-detect every time you slide it into your phone, and then your phone acts as a monitor of sorts. This can be extremely handy, as the monitor on the camera is super small and the controls are pretty hidden. It does feel a little bit large attached to the iPhone though, because it's not quite center balanced anymore, and it becomes a little bit more cumbersome than its intended use. You can also attach your phone via Bluetooth and use it as an external monitor, which is very cool. When attached to the phone, you can access the settings by tapping the screen. Some of the settings include skin softening, facial retouching, which only works on 1080p, and you can also set the frame rate, and if you want to set it to 1080 or 4K recording. There are also multiple modes like photo mode, panoramic mode, video mode, and tutorial mode, where they teach you how to record different types of videos. You can also select the gimbal modes and so on. In order to track an object, all you have to do is drag a square on the screen and it'll automatically track that object. Now let's take it off of the iPhone and slide in the joystick controller. They're really smart with how they let you access the menus on such a small device. For example, triple tapping the bottom right-hand button will rotate the camera front and back. There are also a lot of other hidden button tap tricks that you can uncover if you read the manual. Depending on what mode you are on, you can either use the joystick to zoom in and out or to pan. You can also opt to turn face track on, and I think that this feature is really cool for detecting a face. It'll automatically track to that face, so you can do things like cooking and it'll just track to you. If you swipe up on the camera display, you'll get a menu. You can recenter the camera, and you can flip the camera or alternate between a slow follow or fast follow. You can also alternate between different gimbal modes. When you first start using a gimbal, there can be a slight learning curve. There are 3 different modes: FPV, follow, and tilt lock. These modes serve different purposes for how you want to move with the gimbal on different axes. I would suggest playing around with the 3 modes, and once you get the hang of it, it's actually very obvious and simple which mode will work best for you. If you swipe to the right of the camera, you can access the different modes, like photo or video mode. Swiping from the top down, you'll get the other settings menu. If you enable the Pro setting, you can actually tap the left-hand corner, and from there you can customize your exposure, white balance, and so on. The battery life on this device is actually very limited. I believe it runs for around 2 hours before you need to fully recharge it again. In terms of the quality of the camera, the gimbal is absolutely superb. I love how portable it is and how easy it is to use. The tracking is amazing and gives versatility, especially if you're filming alone. I will have to say though, in low light, there's quite a bit of noise, and the footage isn't anything I would personally use. This is definitely a camera to use when you're outdoors and it is bright and sunny. I find that using the camera is extremely low friction, which makes it perfect to bring on vacation. You can turn the gimbal completely vertical, but the issue is that certain features like face tracking doesn't detect well while it's vertical. Now my final verdict, would I replace my camera with this? The answer is no, but for specific use cases like vlogging, cinematic tracking shots, or maybe long-form video when I'm cooking, this is a great investment. I remember when I first started getting into video and I actually wanted to build my own mini dolly for me to get a camera on top of, and now we have gimbals that are so small they can fit in our pocket, and that is absolutely unreal. If you do decide to get it, I will have it linked in the description below, and I hope that this review was helpful.